Welcome to another episode of Gourmet Cooking for people that can burn water. By now, in our second season, you're probably getting pretty good at not burning water, hopefully. Yeah? Tonight, we're going to do a fine Sunday dinner, or a dinner where you might want to propose, or a special date, or something like that. We're making steak and cream spinach. We're going to start by melting some butter in a saucepan over medium heat. So I'll melt it and spread around. And we're going to take an entire bunch of spinach, and we're going to wilt it in the butter.
Chopped.
Yeah. You will notice here that, yes, I have chopped the spinach into smaller pieces. Okay, there have been just a couple minutes and the spinach is wilted, and put it in a bowl. And now we're going to start on the sauce. We have a quarter cup of butter. In the same pan. Now we're going to add 4 tablespoons of flour. We're going to stir it all. Basically, we're making a roux. And we're going to cook this for a couple minutes until it starts to turn brown. You don't want it too hot. And there's a light brown. Now we're going to add 1/4 of an onion. Finely chopped. We're going to keep on stirring it so it doesn't burn. Next we're going to add some powdered garlic and continue to whisk it just for a few more seconds to get them all the flavors mixed together. And now we're going to add 1 cup of milk. And we'll continue to whisk it and stir it until it becomes smooth and thickened. It's been about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. As you can see, it's getting nice and thick. So now we're going to take the spinach and stir that in as well. Next we'll sprinkle some Parmesan cheese. And continue to stir. Alright, it is all melted together. And we're going to put this in a little baking dish. Make sure to get all that creamy goodness in here. Spread it around evenly. Ooh, more sauce. Now we're going to take a mixture of Italian breadcrumbs and panko, and we're going to sprinkle it over the top. We're going to take this We're going to put this under the broiler for just a couple minutes to get everything all nice and toasty and brown. Now, when you put it in here, make sure that you have it on the top rack. And we'll come back and check that in a couple minutes. So while the creamed spinach is under the broiler, we're going to prep the steak. Now, you may have your favorite cut of steak, a strip, porterhouse, whatever. My personal favorite is the ribeye. Very nice. And we like to prep the steak before we even get it in the frying pan. So we're going to put a little olive oil. Spread it around. And we will salt and pepper. And we'll do the other side too. Okay, now it's going into the hot frying pan. We're going to give it a good sear. This is hot with a little bit of olive oil in the pan as well. And we're going to let it sit. We're not going to even touch it for about 2 minutes. Okay, we have just pulled the creamed spinach out of the oven. And we'll put that on the side. And now I have lowered the rack to the medium rack again, and I've turned it from broil to bake. Now we are going to have a nice sear on this. We'll flip it over. And we're going to finish cooking in the oven at a 350-degree oven for about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, it's been 3 minutes, and we're pulling this beautiful piece of meat out of the oven. Now, the frying pan is still hot, so it's still continuing to cook. So we're actually going to remove the steak and put it on a plate to stop the cooking process. Okay, so we've let the steak rest for a couple minutes until it finishes cooking by itself, even though it's not in the hot pan. Okay, and we have it on the plate here, and we're going to dish up our creamed spinach. On the plate. You know, we'll cut in and see how good of a job I did here on medium rare. I think that's perfect medium rare to me. So there you have it. Here's a fine dinner, any day of the week, any time of the year. See you next week.